What's up, YouTube? Eric here from MajorLeagueTrading.com. Taking a look at the SPY here and the action in which we saw today, and just kind of running through this whole week so far. So again, it is only Tuesday here, but we've had some interesting action to say the least here. So I started a new broadcast channel over on the Instagram. If you guys are not familiar with that, it's just a way for me to be able to send out quick little updates, kind of like a Twitter inside of Instagram DMs. But last night I was talking about 428.33s being a good resistance level for us. And if we can reject from there, then we open the door for 422.78 was the level in which we had in place coming into today, which is now updated to 422.45s here. So we were able to get that rejection from 428.33s. In the overnight session, we went straight down here off of some 10 a.m. I think it was Jolt's job numbers or something. I don't know. Looks like they were obviously bad, but right down into that level. And then so far, the rest of the day here, we tried to make one more push lower and really couldn't do it. And that was kind of across the board, S&Ps, Nasdaq, Russell, and Dow. Everything kind of, made those lows into, 2:30, 3 o'clock there. And then was able to get a little bit of a rally here, which is good for us. Now, it opens up the opportunity here for tomorrow. I have two potential trade ideas here, one long, one short. But we're getting right down here into that daily 200. So on the bottom right of your screen here, you can see that level is right at about 419 there. And we were talking about this, back up here around 430s, like, hey, it looks like we're probably going to get there. And again, the reason being is that, the Russell here was already through it and super weak. And then the Dow here was at the time sitting right on top of that daily 200, which is now completely, rejected that and, making moves lower from there. So with this here, the question becomes okay, the SPY is, I don't know, give or take 2 points away, right? But the Qs here have $24 roughly worth of room in order to get down to that level, right? So do we see something like the Nasdaq make that move and kind of play catch up to the rest of the indices? And after some of the action this week, I'm starting to lean that way a little bit, right? So I was thinking we might see a little bit of a hold here this week and then try and go higher. Thought we had to stab lower first and then go higher, which is what I wrote in the Sunday stock talk. But at this point, this daily, weekly, everything is in alignment, and looks like we, have that room to the downside here. And the problem becomes okay, what do we play? Like Netflix, so far down, daily 200 already right there. Like there's just an overabundance of weak names in this market. Even something like a Boeing here. That chart, I don't even know how, I can't even count that many red bars. Like, I don't know what to say about that on the daily chart. It's just, getting smoked, right? So we're kind of in that same situation pretty much across the board, with the exception of maybe something like Tesla here. And yeah, it did hold up fairly well on the day, considering, the overall markets here. It's still not necessarily great or something that I want to look to long here. So I'm going to be a little bit hesitant for longs, given that we're so close to that level here for the SPY. But one trade in which I do like tomorrow, again, is going to be this 422.45 level. So if we can open beneath this level, rally to test it, and then sell off from there, right? So we would need to open basically where we're at now, like somewhere between 421, 422.45s, somewhere in that general area, maybe even 421s to 422s just for a little bit of cushion. And then get that test, roll over from there, trade that daily 200. And then from there, we can kind of essentially chill for the rest of the week. That'll be a nice 3-point move that we would be able to capture here. But what we do from there is going to be the big question, which we're going to need, of course, some more data here. The worst case scenario for us tomorrow would be a big gap to the downside. It might be a buying opportunity, or it might just be absolute continuation that gets smacked to the downside, and really starts that move out of the Nasdaq, i.e. QQQ, to the downside to get towards its daily 200, right? Again, trends, everything, all that stuff is still in place to the downside here. So a small flat opening here would be the best case scenario for us going into tomorrow. So keep in mind, we do have earnings season coming up in like 14 days here, basically. So like not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, we pretty much start up. And we do have red economic news calendars every single day this week. So make sure you're checking that Forex Factory calendar so you know when and all that stuff is going on. But anyways, that's what I got for you guys here on this free video. Take care. Hope it helps. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.